So Matt, tell me a little bit about you mentioned earlier stormwater management as part of what you do. Obviously in water resources, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
I've seen just some of the different projects. I've had an opportunity to work on some of the cool and innovative things that we do with stormwater management.
Right.
Can you talk about those? And because I kind of geek out over the way we can make water do the things we want it to do.
Except, as Pat will tell you, flow uphill.
Flow uphill. We cannot do that. And
not unless we pay a lot of money to do it. We can make it happen.
It's an option.
We can make anything happen.
We could do it. It's just going to be expensive. Okay. All right. So in terms of the things that we might normally do.
Yeah. So kind of in a big sense, water resources is really about prediction, planning for conveyance of, collection of, and management of runoff anytime it rains. Breaking it down into essentially four categories. You got quantity management, which is essentially like flood mitigation ponds. Quality management, reduction of pollutant loadings into the bay or any of our waterways. You got drainage conveyance, so get water from point A to point B safely. And then erosion and sediment control. So the first three are essentially, comparing existing to proposed final, where it really gets fun, challenging, and kind of have to get your mind to think a different way. Really, that's when it comes into understanding construction and how construction processes is erosion sediment control. So that's essentially collecting and trapping water during construction to reduce and remove sediments from getting into the waterways. Obviously, because we don't want brown sediment-laden streams and waterways, but two, getting into a little bit of the chemistry of things, a lot of the phosphorus, so you worry about two major pollutants, nitrogen and phosphorus. Phosphorus really binds to sediment particles, so the more sediment gets into the waterways, the more phosphorus gets into the waterways. So that's kind of like globally, big picture, what water resources is. We do some really cool water resources projects, from just strictly supporting our highway work, supporting our wastewater work, getting involved in some really awesome projects with some really great potential for innovation when it comes to stormwater. And then we got a fairly sizable collection of folks now who do and focus on stream restoration. That's really cool. So we lose a lot of, and I'm no expert here. We lose a lot of sediment into the bay, especially in this region, annually.
The Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah,
that's a big focus area for this region. Yeah.
Yeah, and annually we lose a ton of sediment to the bay just from our stream banks, from erosion. And we've gone out, and you've probably seen some of them before we've done any restoration. You can get some 8, 10 plus foot high banks.
Yeah.
And anytime in the wintertime, especially freeze thaw, you can go out there and just see like an inch of sediment fall off within a matter of a day. And all that's getting into the bay. So, what our folks are trying to do is stabilize that from a holistic perspective. And oftentimes what that means is, developing some floodplains, wetland creation, essentially big, broad, flat floodplains.
Going from these real steep banks to really just flattening it out so that when it floods, the water can, nicely dissipate out and then come down.
Drops any sediments there that have come from upstream,
right?
Reduces velocities, which reduces the sediment loss in that specific area. It's some pretty cool stuff that they're doing. And then we've got a lot of work where we're going in and, say in the middle of a neighborhood and identifying for our counties where we can put in some small micro water quality facilities to provide treatment on a much, much smaller basis, but no less important.
What would a micro water quality facility
so like a rain garden or microbiretention, bioswale, something of that nature. So small amounts of water runs off into it. Excuse me. There's plants throughout these facilities which uptake water and nutrients for growth. So essentially through that uptake, we're reducing those nutrients being washed off into our waterways. So from a very simplistic perspective.
It's sort of like a natural filter for those things. I think one of the coolest ones I've seen were the ones we did at on the Johns Hopkins campus at San Martin.
Yes.
Those cascading bioswales.
It's right around the corner from my house. I go by it often. It looks great.
So it's this whole. It's installed on the road is on a bit of a slope, and there's these series of bioswales. Here I am talking about the project as
go for it. Take it away, Tim.
It's an exciting one. When I learned what it was, like, oh, that's cool. But there's a series of these bioswales installed, like stepping down, and as the rain comes in and fills up the one at the top, it doesn't just like overflow back into the sidewalk and the street. It actually cascades down into the next bioswale, and then the same thing. So it's this filter that sort of turns into kind of this waterfall down the hill. Did I get that right?
You did.
Yes.
Yeah. The material below kind of the surface is highly infiltratable. So you get the water kind of, like you said,
it's not a typical, it's not just a little garden. Yeah. Those are really cool. I think that kind of stuff gets me really excited for what we do, because it's like, it looks great. Mm-hmm. It's very functional, and it's innovative.
Right.
And I think
we need to cover all the bases to, if we want to get to that goal of a swimmable bay.
Yeah.
By a certain date.
Right.
You can't just hit one side of it. You got to go micro. Stream restoration's a big help. It's all over the place.
Indeed.